There are many people today who are talking about getting back to the book of Acts, and I believe that's good. I'm not sure if it's something new because I think I've heard about it as long as I can remember, and I've been raised in a Christian family. But I believe it's true. We need to get back to the book of Acts. But there is something I would like to share with you regarding the book of Acts, and that is that the book of Acts is actually a book about mission. The book of Acts, you can read about different Christians, how the first Christian lives, but mainly the book of Acts is a book about missions. It's mainly about two characters, it's Peter and Paul, and big parts of the book is actually just like any missionary newsletter, talking about that how Luke, he was writing it. He was talking that they went to this town, they went to this town, they preached the gospel there, they met opposition there, they went to the next town, this and this happened. Actually, reading the book of Acts is actually just like reading exciting mission reports. So getting back to the book of Acts is actually getting back to a focus on mission. And I would like to encourage you to think about it. Do you really want to get back to the book of Acts? Do you really want to live the book of Acts? If you really want to live the book of Acts, then you're at the same time saying yes to living a missionary life. Because that's basically what the book of Acts is about. It's about Paul's, big part of it is actually just about Paul's travels to different parts of the world. Of course, you can be a missionary where you are, and that's very good. But when we read the book of Acts, most of it didn't happen in Jerusalem. Most of it actually happened outside of Jerusalem as the gospel was spreading to the Gentile world. And I would like to encourage you to ask God if maybe He wants you to set aside maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months, maybe a year, where you want to focus on preaching the gospel. There are many ways to do that. We would like to help you here in Poland. If you want to be a missionary, we can help you. We have a base here where we can facilitate some people. Anyway, we would like to help you. If you have feel that God is calling you to setting aside maybe 3, maybe 6, maybe months, maybe 1 year. But I would like to challenge you with this. Do you really want to get back to the book of Acts? Do you really want to see the things that are happening in the book of Acts? Then it's connecting with also saying yes to living a missionary life. Living this life where you're spreading the gospel everywhere you go. And I really believe that many of you who are listening to me now, that many of you, God have actually called you to set aside some time for mission. Why can I say that? Because I know mission is very much on God's heart. And I would like to read one verse for you at the end, and it's a verse from the very last chapter in the book of Acts, chapter 28 and verse 28. And there it says, "Therefore I want you to know that God's salvation has been sent to the Gentiles." And here is the phrase I would like you to pay special attention to. "And they will listen." Let me read it again. "Therefore I want you to know that God's salvation has been sent to the Gentiles, and they will listen." Europe is open for the gospel. Poland is open for the gospel. But how can people believe if there is no one to preach? The harvest is ready. The harvest has been ready for many, many, many years. What we need is Christians who are willing to use of their time, use of their money, use of their talents, focusing on spreading the gospel. We would like to see that here in Poland, also in the rest of Europe. And I would like to challenge you to take maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months, for you who are listening to me, I know mission is on the heart of God. And I believe many of you who are listening to me right now, God is calling you to mission. So ask God about it. If you should take 3 months, if you should take 6 months, maybe you should take a year, maybe you should take the big step and just go for it. I don't know, but I know mission is on the heart of God. And if you want to get back to the book of Acts, you also want to get back to a life of mission. Amen.